Welcome back to my channel. I am the Eva Monroe. Thank you so much for joining me here on my channel today. So, a question is, how do I start building a fragrance collection? What fragrances do you recommend that I start my collection with? So today I have the answer. I have the 5 fragrances that I feel like make a complete wardrobe. I feel like they make a complete fragrance collection. If you only have these 5 fragrances, you have a fragrance for every occasion, every situation that you may be caught up in life. Now, the great part about this video is the fact that all of these fragrances are way past affordable, and the entire bundle of 5 fragrances that I'm going to mention can be purchased for probably $200 or a little bit less if you're very resourceful. So, these are the 5 fragrances I feel you need. First, I gotta show you guys my shirt. I love it. It says Empowered Women, Empower Women. I'll link where I got this down below. Now, fragrance number 1. If I was starting my fragrance collection all over again, the very first fragrance that I would purchase, hands down, would be Juliette Has a Gun, Not a Perfume. Why would this be the very first fragrance that I would purchase? Because this fragrance actually could be the only fragrance that you have in your entire collection, and you could be living your best life. I just feel like that. This is that one note thing. The one note that this uses is, or utilizes, is cephalox. It's just gorgeous. It's your everything fragrance. You're gonna go to this for everything. This is clean and safe for work. This is close encounter safe, date night, going out on the town. I just want to smell beautiful. I'm just going to be around the house doing laundry today. This is everything. And this is very affordable. This is, I want to say this is the 50 ml bottle, which you can purchase for like 80 to no more than $100, but you can always find a partial of this. And they also have a bigger bottle than this. But I would start out with this, and it is Juliette Has a Gun, Not a Perfume. You need that. And I'm going to tell you another reason why you need that in just a minute. Now, the second fragrance that I would actually add to my collection would be Eccentric Molecules Eccentrics 04. Now, why would I add this to my collection next? I would add this to my collection because I feel like this is a very citrusy, clean, very safe fragrance that can also be used for layering with other fragrances, but this would be your summertime go-to fragrance. You definitely would not go wrong with this, and it's very affordable as well. So I would definitely add this to my collection. Now, I showed you 1 fragrance, I showed you 2 fragrances, and now 3, because together these make magic. Magic. So, I will lay down, I take turns with these, regarding which one I'm gonna spray on first, because you can actually get away with either one of them. So, you can lay down Juliette Has a Gun first, go over the top of it with Molecule 01. You can do Molecule 04, and then you can switch it up if you like. It smells really nice both ways. So, Eccentric Molecules, Eccentric 04, the second fragrance you need to add to your collection. Now you need a fragrance with some depth. You need a fragrance for those days when you want to smell really nice. You don't want to smell fresh and clean. You don't want to smell citrusy, but you want a fragrance with some depth, a little bit of heaviness. Now, I recommend 1821 Man-Made Sweet Tobacco. Why do I recommend this? It's kind of personal why I recommend this. Because the very first niche fragrance that I ever had experience with was the House of By Killian's Back to Black. Back to Black was always my go-to fragrance for everything that was special, or anytime I needed to project and I wanted to smell better than clean, because Amazing Grace back in the day was my Juliette Has a Gun, not a perfume. So when I wasn't in the mood for that, I would always go for By Kilian Back to Black. Now, 1821, I feel, is the cheaper alternative to By Kilian Back to Black. Now, this is safe enough to wear to work. It's good for an evening out. It's good for a dinner date. It's good for, this is good for anything. When you just need something sweeter. And like I said, when you're tired of that fresh and clean thing, this I feel like has some depth, has a little bit of weight to it, smells very nice. It's 100% unisex. It's that honey tobacco thing that I'm living for. So 1821 Man-Made Sweet Tobacco. That would be the third fragrance that I would purchase. Now, the fourth one that I would purchase is the most affordable one on this list. And I would use this fragrance for special situations on a cooler evening. It is Sud Pacific's Vanille Cafe. So this, in my opinion, is a very affordable alternative to Montal's Intense Cafe. Montal's Intense Cafe was, I believe, the very first YouTube video that I ever did. I don't know if I uploaded it to YouTube or if I just put it in the Fragrance Kings. However, it was the very first fragrance review that I came on camera to do. It was a fragrance that when I purchased it, I wore it for 7 days in a row. And I had other fragrances. I just loved it that much. But this, I feel, is a cheaper alternative to that. But it smells so good. It's that coffee vanilla thing that I really totally live for. And like I said, when you need a fragrance with some weight that really has some depth to it, you really want to smell nice, you want to leave your sillage blowing in the wind, I would go with Sud Pacific Vanille Cafe. $30 here, you guys. $30. All right, now the last fragrance is the one that you're not going to wear this all the time. You're going to break this out on special occasions. If you've watched YouTube reviews for any amount of time, you have probably seen that on most people's cold weather fragrance list, top 10, top 32, whatever, Tobacco Vanille is typically somewhere in there because people love Tobacco Vanille. And myself, I have associated Tobacco Vanille with my leather jackets. It's a leather jacket fragrance for me. And it's funny because I see other people post that as well. So I'm like, oh, well, it just makes sense, right? So a cheaper alternative to that, in my opinion, is Pure Arabian Velvet by Private Blend. This is a more affordable dupe, or it is a dupe of Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille, because you're going to spend about $230 on Tobacco Vanille. You're going to spend about $50 to $60 on this. But this is that thing that you're going to wear not often, but whenever you really, really need that special fragrance. This, in my opinion, would be your special occasion fragrance. Pure Arabian Velvet by the House of Private Blend. So, Juliette Has a Gun, not a perfume. That everyday thing, that vibe that you need. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Eccentric 04, Molecule 04 is going to be your summertime go-to fragrance. Warm weather. 1821 Man-Made Sweet Tobacco, when you just need that different kind of vibe in your day-to-day life, or even possibly your nightlife. Sud Pacific Vanille Cafe, a dupe for Montal's Intense Cafe, and Private Blend and this is pure Arabian velvet. So that's going to be your heat, that heavy thing that you need. Now, if I could throw one more in there, I would definitely say also for those times when you are looking for something very special, something very nice, something very unique, I recommend Shalimar because I just think that this is that thing that everyone needs. And men enjoy this as much as women enjoy this, but I feel like in a beginner's fragrance wardrobe, especially if you're a little more mature, I feel like this is just a necessity. Shalimar, like you gotta have Shalimar. Guerlain, Shalimar. Love this. Now, I find this is the eau de toilette, but I also have the eau de parfum. I reach for the eau de toilette. The eau de parfum has better longevity, but I find this a lot more wearable. Like I can tolerate the eau de toilette a lot easier than the eau de parfum. So those are the 5 fragrances plus one that I feel like will help you begin building a fragrance collection, and maybe not even just help you start building, but this could be your fragrance collection for life because you have something for every occasion here. So thank you guys so much for listening to me today. Until I see you again, be blessed and